Tensions in the Red Sea are escalating.
Houthi militants celebrating, even dancing, aboard the cargo ship they seized off the coast of Yemen in the Red Sea.
Multiple attacks on shipping by Yemen-based Houthi rebels.
The bank issued a warning that the Houthi attacks were having an impact on shipping routes and supply chains, likely leading to inflationary bottlenecks.
Within weeks, Yemen will bring global superpowers and eventually the world's economy to its knees. Iran-backed Yemeni rebel groups, also known as Houthis, are just like the pirates of the 21st century. They're not just hijacking ships, they're setting fire to billions worth of merchant ships and even threatening to cut undersea fiber optic cables and return the West to the Stone Age. Doesn't this sound crazy? If they do so, the United States will lose $10 trillion in just one day. Right now, the whole economy is in Houthis' hands. But how? Who are these Houthis, and why are they attacking Red Sea ships? Watch this video till the end, because we're going to break the news that the media isn't telling you. Houthis, a minority Shia Muslim sect from northern Yemen, who control much of Yemen, have currently choked the world's most strategic point. On November 19th, the Houthis hijacked MV Galaxy Leader, a cargo ship linked to a British company run by an Israeli businessman. Since then, they've been going all out, hitting over 33 ships with a wild mix of drones, missiles, and speedy boats. In response to this brazen aggression, the American and British navies carried out a robust bombardment on Yemen on January 11th and 12th. On January 16th, they struck back, targeting another ship in the Red Sea with a nerve-wracking drone attack. The clashes are still happening, making the situation pretty tense. The whole conflict started because of Israel's attack on Gaza. The Houthis, who strongly support Hamas, couldn't directly get involved in the war due to the 2,000-kilometer distance between Yemen and Gaza. So, in December 2023, they shocked everyone by saying they'd attack any Israeli-owned, flagged, or operated vessels or ships heading to Israeli ports, until Israel stops attacking Gaza. But many attacked ships have no link to Israel. Houthis claim they're supporting Palestinians, but underneath, it's a geopolitical chess game. Iran is using this maritime blockade as a chess piece against both America and Israel, and the impact is massive. These attacks aren't just about military moves, they're wreaking havoc on worldwide trade. It's all happening because of the insane importance of the Red Sea area. A whopping 80% of the world's trade goes down through sea routes. And guess what? The Red Sea handles 15% of all global sea trade alone. In fact, it's the 21st century's most dangerous geopolitical spot, because there are two crucial choke points here. One is near Egypt, called the Suez Canal, and the other is near Yemen, known as the Bab al-Mandab Strait. This narrow 29-kilometer stretch in Bab al-Mandab Strait is a big deal because it's where ships carrying stuff like liquid natural gas, oil from the Gulf countries, and grain supplies from Asia enter the Red Sea. After passing through the Suez Canal, they sail into the Mediterranean Sea and finally make their way into Europe and America. It's like the ultimate shortcut, linking Asia and the Middle East directly to Europe. 40% of the stuff Europe buys comes through the Red Sea. But if they take the longer historic route around the Cape of Good Hope, it costs an extra $1 million in fuel for a round trip. So, in response to the sea blockade, 4 shipping giants, Maersk from Denmark, CMA CGM from France, Hapag-Lloyd from Germany, and MSC from Switzerland, decided to take a break from sailing through the Red Sea. These giants control 60% of the world's container capacity. Can you imagine the impact of this move across the globe? British Petroleum, a major multinational giant, has also decided not to send its ships through the Red Sea anymore. Instead, they're choosing a longer route around the Cape of Good Hope. If other energy firms follow suit, it could potentially throw the West in Stone Age. And if not that extreme, it'll definitely cause severe inflation on the horizon. Rising energy costs, empty shelves, and delayed deliveries are just the tip of the iceberg. Making matters worse, it's now way more expensive to insure ships sailing in the Red Sea. Imagine, in just a month, the cost has shot up 10 times. For example, if a tanker is worth $130 million, its insurance used to be $91,000, but now it's a whopping $910,000. Since oil tankers are already super pricey, this surge in insurance costs makes sailing in the Red Sea super costly. To tackle this, the US Navy sent a big aircraft carrier and its crew to the Gulf of Aden. The goal is to gather a group of ships from different countries to make shipping companies feel safe and discourage the Houthi blockade. However, the twist is that only Britain is on board. France, Italy, and Spain have straightforwardly said no to the idea. Surprisingly, some important countries like Egypt, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates are not joining in. Even China and Russia, who have warships in Djibouti, are choosing to stay out of this whole situation. What could be their reasons? One big issue is money. Western countries need to use super pricey weapons to stop cheap Houthi drones. Just think about this. The French used a missile that cost more than $1 million to bring down a drone that was only worth $20,000. Does that sound like a smart use of money? So, countering a budget drone with $1 million weapon seems off. But if a drone damages a commercial ship, the cost is pretty much the same as the weapon used against it. Houthis have got their hands on two seriously powerful weapons. One is a missile that can reach up to 1,400 kilometers, and the other is a cruise missile that can go 40 to 80 kilometers. These weapons can target any ship sailing through the tricky Bab el-Mandab Strait. What makes it even more tense is that these weapons are way cheaper than the ones used by Western countries, so the conflict has become really complicated and many countries are hesitant to get involved. So it's like a double win for the Houthis. Saudi Arabia has been pretty quiet lately, but did you know they've been in a tug-of-war with Yemeni Houthis since 2015? Recently, Saudi Arabia surprised everyone by making peace with Yemeni leaders. Some analysts think it's because Saudi Arabia is upset with the USA for not reacting strongly when Yemeni drones hit their oil pipelines. Now, Saudi Arabia is taking a backseat and just observing. Meanwhile, the UAE pressures the US for a strong response against the Houthis, but they support the anti-Houthi group and have a big interest in Yemen. Reports suggest Yemen holds the world's second largest untapped oil reserve after Venezuela. And Arab countries definitely don't want those Houthis getting their hands on that oil gold mine. Yemeni economist Hassan Ali claims Saudi Arabia has a secret deal with the US to prevent Yemen from using these reserves for the past 30 years. If Yemen starts using these reserves, it could hurt Saudi Arabia's exports. That's why many people in Yemen blame Saudi Arabia for fueling the civil war. Now, the people of Yemen are finally waking up. The world has ignored them for far too long, but now they've decided to take matters into their own hands. Their message is crystal clear. Put an end to the Gaza war. Big changes are coming in 2024. Recent tensions between Iran and Pakistan are part of this larger geopolitical game. The next few months, especially the upcoming weeks, will be very decisive. We will witness significant changes in the geopolitical world, and Global Geo will make videos on all these topics. If you want to be in the loop, make sure to subscribe to the channel for notifications. Drop your thoughts in the comments.